Yet another set of fine liners that I can already tell you I'm biased about. It's Le Pen's. Hi everybody, today I am taking a look at the Le Pen's fine liners. This is the current entire line of the Le Pen's. There is 24 colors. It was 18 total colors is what I've had before, and then they added on an additional 6 neon colors. This is the whole set. I ordered them on Amazon. They were $30 for the pack of 24. It was from a seller that like repackages from the bulk, which is why it's in like freaking plastic wrap, but the resellers like ratings were good, so I was okay with that. Packaging leaves something to be desired, but I'm not here for the packaging. I'm here for the pens. Is there wrap though? My grandma used to wrap Christmas presents. Lots of like duct tape or like fucking packing tape. This also came with a magnet from the seller that I got. So if you get a magnet in yours, you got yours probably from the same seller I did. According to the website, they are acid-free, non-toxic, smudge-proof ink, microfine plastic point, and the ink colors match the barrel colors, which is more important than you think it is. The other thing from these that I remember is that on the side with this little barcode, they tell you the name of the color, which as you've seen in my previous fine liner videos, that's something that's important to me. So you can identify the color just by looking at the name. Although the fluorescent colors don't have that. It's just the regular colors. So there are 18 regular colors and 6 fluorescents. Let's take a look at the tip. So it's a metal tip, and then the tip, like the metal encased tip, and then the tip itself is plastic, not felt. It feels like a scratchy felt. Like I've loved these pens because they write so cleanly, but they feel kind of, you can feel that it's a little harder than felt tip when you write with it. If I press down really hard, the tip does start to contort a little bit, but it doesn't splay out or anything like that. It does just sort of flatten a little bit on one end, but it doesn't like really interrupt what the line looks like, and it doesn't like do like the feathering outward. I really like Le Pen's. Let's just put it that way. I really like Le Pen's. I think that they write really well. They stand up to heavy-handedness really, really well. My real issue with them is the barrel size. It's a very small barrel. Like look at the difference between the Bic Intensity fine liner and the Le Pen. It's a short barrel comparatively speaking, and the cap is tall, but the cap adds height. Like the cap does not need to be that tall to go onto this pen because the pen ends about here and then there's all this extra space. The cap makes the pen look longer than it is, and I find that a little bit frustrating. Let's check the smudge. Well, that smeared quite a bit. And even waiting like a second, it's still smeared. Yeah, I would not call these smudge proof. I'm calling a little bit of BS on that claim. So now I'm going to take a second and create a spread in my bullet journal so that you can see the colors that come with this. This is the complete line as of the filming of this video, the 24 colors. All right, my swatch page kind of got all hurly-burly, and I wasn't intending that to happen, but no big deal. So I wanted you to look at the colors, and the reason that the colors are big for me with these particular pens, there are some colors in this set that I absolutely love, and there are some that I find really kind of meh. The way that they write, the way that they feel when they write is awesome, but my hand cramps up because the barrel is too small. I think that the color selection is really pretty, but I feel like there are some colors in here that are really nice. There isn't as much like gradation between them because it's less pens. You know, you're not going to get as many differentiations in a 18 count set of pens as you would in a 40 count set of pens, which I do understand. But then there's like a lot of blues, but there's no orange, like light orange or peach. There is the yellow and the orange and the fluorescence, but I would really love like a peachy or a corally color. I feel like the warmer colors in this set are spare and that you have a ton of blues and greens. And I feel like there could be maybe, I don't even know, like if you look at the fluorescent blue and the fluorescent purple, they both look very similar to colors in the regular line. The fluorescent blue looks similar to the light blue, and the fluorescent purple looks similar to the orange, and they're different. There's a different undertone there, but I would almost rather that those two fluorescent colors didn't exist and there became like a coral and a peach, or like a yellow that's not fluorescent or something. Like that's something that I find really lacking in this particular line of pens. And it's hard to see because there's already so much other writing on here, but these don't bleed at all. These are excellent, excellent planner pens. Like the ink doesn't bleed. They may smudge if your hands are warm and sweaty like mine's are, but they won't bleed. So that's a great thing. I also think that they're fun to write with. Like I feel so mixed on these. Like for me, the Stabilo pens, awesome. The Staedtler pens, I have reasons for not liking them. These guys, I want to like them, and there's things about them that I'm not a big fan of. So I'm kind of like one thumb up, one thumb down with them. I've used these pens for years. I didn't have to spend a lot of time testing them to tell you my thoughts on them because I know them. I've used these pens before I used any other fineliners. These were the pens I used in middle school. So I understand these pens. I can use them for quite some time and they don't get destroyed by my heavy hand, so that's good to know. But like I said, with my tendonitis, my hand starts to cramp if I use them for longer than a few minutes. Like even doing this, my hand was starting to cramp. So that's important to know if you have any sort of iron grip or heavy hand. As for the pink and the orange, though, of these neon colors, they are spectacular. The pink, the orange, and the green. I'm a fan of all of those colors, and I can't wait to try the neons and all these felt tip markers against each other, because when I first started getting into fineliners, most of them, at least for me when I got them, didn't have neons. I'm going to be more interested to see how these pens fare against the other fineliners, because I was super excited to talk about them, but after doing the reviews of the Stabilos and the Staedtlers and even the Artist Loft and the Bic Intensity over the last couple of weeks, my opinion of these have changed. I thought going into this I was going to rave about them, and then I was writing and I remembered the reasons I don't use them very much anymore. And this really, the biggest part comes down to the small size. My quibbles with the color, everything else, no big deal to me. The small size of the pen is not a deal breaker, but at the very least, a drawback. I will be doing a few more pen reviews as we move towards doing the big comparison of the colorful fineliners, and then after that we'll be doing a big comparison of like black fineliners, like Pigma Microns and shit like that. So stay tuned for that in the next few weeks. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you next time.